Diddy sold me to his sugar daddy and I barely managed to escape from there. Diddy and his sons tortured me a lot. I'm going to file a case against them. When Diddy adopted me, I was very young, but Diddy used to kiss me. He used to take me to his parties, and what I saw there is beyond description. Diddy used it.
This man's been hit with lawsuits for years. Some cases disappeared quietly, others made headlines, and some were so wild they almost sounded unreal. So, when the verdict dropped, fans and critics alike were confused that he wasn't hit with more charges or tougher penalties. It's got everyone side-eyeing the system and wondering who's pulling strings behind the scenes. Even Jaguar Wright, who's been calling out not just Diddy but Jay-Z for ages, wasn't called to testify, and that's strange. For years, she's been spilling tea about Diddy's alleged freak-off parties and the dark side of the industry long before his mansion ever got raided. People were sure she'd have her moment in court, considering all the things she's claimed to know. But nope, she wasn't called up at all, and that's raising eyebrows everywhere. Now fans are saying something doesn't add up. And Ava's rumored tell-all might just be what exposes what's really been going down behind those closed doors.
Don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing shit.
Then there was the so-called whistleblower, Ali Carter, a name that sent chills down people's spines. In every single video where she called out Diddy and his circle, she looked absolutely terrified, her voice shaking, her eyes wide like she'd seen something she could never unsee. She claimed she'd witnessed everything firsthand. Every pause, every tremble in her voice made it clear this woman had seen some dark stuff. Ali said she was caught up in scenes involving Diddy and other powerful Hollywood elites, both men and women, who she alleged were taking part in twisted rituals and disturbing acts just to stay youthful and keep their grip on fame. She painted a picture of a secret world where people would do anything to stay on top, and it left viewers speechless. But here's where it gets strange. Just like Jaguar Wright, when it was time to show up in court, Ali Carter was nowhere to be found. Not even a word from her. Out of nowhere, she disappeared completely, right before the trial wrapped up. And to this day, she's been silent. No updates, no posts, nothing. Fans online are saying it's like she vanished into thin air, and that's only made people more suspicious. Still, even with Jaguar and Ali missing from the courtroom, everyone had their hopes pinned on one person, Diddy's adopted daughter, Ava Baroni Combs. People believed that her testimony would be the one to finally seal Diddy's fate once and for all. Now, if you're wondering who Ava is, here's the backstory. Rewind to 2020, when everyone was stuck at home during the pandemic and live streams were the new stage for fame. Out of nowhere, Diddy went live and dropped a bombshell. He announced that he had adopted a young white girl named Ava Baroni Combs. The internet went crazy that day, and people couldn't stop talking about it. Then came the whispers about Ali Carter, the woman who shook Hollywood with her shocking claims. In every video where she spoke out about Diddy and his inner circle, you could see the fear written all over her face. Her voice trembled, her hands shook, and her pauses told a story even darker than her words. She swore she had seen it all firsthand. The horror in her tone made people believe she'd lived through something terrifying, something she said involved Diddy and other powerful names from the underground side of Hollywood. According to Ali, these elites, men and women, were allegedly part of twisted secret gatherings filled with bizarre rituals meant to keep them young and untouchable in the industry. The things she described had people online losing their minds, accusing the entertainment world of being darker than anyone ever imagined. But just like Jaguar Wright when it came time to testify, Ali Carter completely vanished. Not a word, not a post, not even a whisper. One day she was all over the internet exposing big names, and the next, gone. She disappeared right before the trial wrapped up, and nobody's heard from her since. It's like she got wiped off the map. And that silence has only fueled more questions about what might have really gone down behind closed doors. Still, the person everyone was waiting on most was Ava Baroni Combs, Diddy's adopted daughter. Fans believed she would be the one to finally confirm what's been whispered for years and change the game completely. If you've forgotten who Ava is, let's rewind back to 2020 when the world was in lockdown and everyone was glued to live streams. That's when Diddy shocked everyone by going live and announcing he had adopted a young white girl named Ava Baroni Combs. The whole thing came out of nowhere and immediately raised eyebrows. From the start, people said something felt off about the situation. When Ava tried to introduce herself on that stream, she began by saying her zodiac sign, something that sounded more like an online dating intro than a family introduction. Then she gave a vague story about how Diddy found her on the streets and invited her into his life.
The kid sat was one of the party favors, and a party favors means that you're set on top of a table and you're used as a toy for anybody who comes across the table or who wants to party at a certain time of night when the music stops and then the DJ starts flashing all these lights and they close the doors, and then everybody turns into like a frenzy and starts going into a crazed animal-like demonic state.
No details about her real family, where she came from, or if she even knew the Combs family before that. Nothing. People online instantly started asking questions. And when Diddy compared how he adopted Ava to how Madonna adopts kids, things got even more awkward. Because, let's be real, that's not exactly the best example. Sure, Madonna's seen as a superstar, but behind the scenes, there have always been rumors that some of those adoptions weren't as pure as they looked. Some say families were pressured or paid off. So Diddy making that comparison? Yeah, it didn't sit right with anyone. But then came a twist no one saw coming. Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, stepped out of the shadows and started spilling. The two had reportedly fallen out over reasons still unknown.
I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Eva Baroni Combs? Yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. Please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
Hey, that's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody. We want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids, and everybody else adopted kids. Charlize Theron, everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you.
Maybe Gene got fed up with all the secrets, or maybe Diddy turned on him. Nobody knows for sure. What we do know is that once Gene left, he didn't hold back. He confirmed that the infamous freak-off parties were real. He claimed some guests were way too young to even be there. And shockingly, he said Diddy's own mother, Janice Combs, was not only aware but also supportive of what went down. After Gene Deal's bombshell claims, everything started spiraling even faster. People were already side-eyeing Diddy, but when his own former bodyguard started naming names and describing what really happened behind closed doors, the internet went up in flames. Gene wasn't just talking nonsense either. He sounded like a man who'd been holding secrets for way too long. He said he'd seen things no one should ever see. And once he started talking, there was no turning back. He described wild, out-of-control parties where power players from music, fashion, and Hollywood all mixed together. And not in a good way. He said it wasn't just Diddy running the show. There were always people in the background pulling strings, making sure the truth never made it out. Gene made it clear that money and fear kept everyone silent, but now that silence is breaking. And when fans heard him mention Janice Combs' alleged involvement, Diddy's own mother, it shook people to the core. The public couldn't believe it. Some said Gene was lying for attention, but others swore he was finally confirming what everyone had been whispering for years. And just as the noise started to cool down, Ava Baroni Combs' name popped back up, and that's when things got really messy. Rumors started spreading that Ava had gone completely off the grid for months, and then suddenly she was back online, posting cryptic messages. People began dissecting every word she typed. Some posts hinted at dark family secrets. Others talked about truths that were hidden in plain sight, and that was all it took. The internet exploded again. Everyone wanted to know, was Ava trying to expose her father? Was she confirming what Gene Deal said? Or was she just caught in the middle of something way bigger than her? Either way, her posts got deleted almost as quickly as they appeared, which only made people more suspicious. Insiders close to the Combs family tried to shut the rumors down, saying Ava was safe and private, but nobody was buying it. Too many things weren't adding up. Fans started connecting old clips, old interviews, even comments Diddy made years ago about trusting no one, not even family. Now, looking back, those words hit different. Then came another shocker. Leaked DMs allegedly showed Ava saying she wasn't supposed to talk, and that people were watching. Whether they were real or not, they sent social media into a frenzy. Everyone wanted to hear directly from her, but she stayed silent again, leaving only more questions hanging in the air. Meanwhile, Diddy's team was in full damage control mode, releasing statements about how he was focusing on family and healing, trying to clean up his public image. But at this point, the internet wasn't buying any of it. Too many people had come forward, too many stories lined up too neatly, and too many coincidences kept stacking up. Every day, new threads and videos pop up online connecting the dots between Jean's statements, Ava's posts, and Diddy's history of strange behavior. It's like a giant puzzle that fans are piecing together, one clue at a time. And now, with talk of Ava allegedly preparing a full tell-all interview, everyone's watching and waiting, wondering just how deep this rabbit hole goes. Because if Ava really decides to speak, and if what she says matches what Gene Deal already revealed, it could shake not just Diddy's empire, but the entire industry. So let's get into it. Why do people even believe Mama Diddy knew about those wild freak-offs in the first place? If it's true that she was aware of everything going down and still walked into that courtroom holding her grandkids' hands, smiling like the picture of innocence, that's beyond shocking. Imagine showing up to support your son while being accused of knowing about those same twisted parties. That's next level messy. But the real spotlight right now is on Ava Baroni Combs, who's suddenly gone viral again. This time for allegedly making explosive claims that Diddy took her from her home and forced her into disturbing situations. It's the kind of story that has everyone's jaw on the floor. The only problem? No one's completely sure if the girl making these claims is really Ava. See, over the past few months, multiple young women have popped up online saying they're the real Ava Baroni Combs. Some even shared emotional videos or old photos as proof, but nothing's been officially verified. The confusion runs deep because the real Ava hasn't been publicly seen in years, so no one knows exactly what she looks like now. It's like the internet's trying to solve a mystery with missing pieces, and every new Ava that appears just makes things even wilder. Still, that hasn't stopped the public from reacting. One online commenter said, "Dirty Diddy needs to stay in jail without bail for life, and the rest of that cult belongs in there too. Ava was underage and passed around. This is so sad. Where are the children? Sending prayers for Ava." People are emotional, angry, and demanding answers. People online are heartbroken and furious. One person wrote, "Sending prayers for all of Diddy's victims. Dirty Diddy needs to rest behind bars. Rest in peace, Kim Porter." Another fan added, "Diddy said Ava had loving parents, but now this young girl says she was living on the streets? Make it make sense." The confusion, the contradictions, it's all adding more smoke to a fire that's already out of control. And then came one of the wildest takes yet. Someone said, "I've been saying Quincy should definitely be in prison for Ava." That comment alone sent social media into chaos. People are split. Some think the entire Combs family is hiding something, while others believe there's a deeper setup happening behind the scenes. Nobody really knows who to trust anymore, and every new detail just makes things murkier. Now here's the real question. Do you believe that was the real Ava Baroni Combs in that viral clip spilling all that tea about Diddy? Or could it be something way more complicated, maybe even AI trickery? Nothing's been ruled out yet, and until there's proof, the mystery only keeps getting deeper. So tell us what you think down in the comments. Was that truly Ava, or just another layer in this wild story? Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. And make sure to check out the next one, because trust me, it's just as messy. See you there.